Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. If you really like my videos, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. In this video, I want to discuss about the stop and wait protocol, which comes in the category called flow control mechanisms. The flow control can be done at the data link layer and also at the transport layer. So as I am discussing the functionalities of the data link layer in detail, I want to discuss about all the flow control mechanisms. Totally we have three flow control mechanisms are there. One is the stop and wait protocol, go back and select to repeat protocol are there. So I request everyone to watch the complete videos so that I will discuss about the stop and wait protocol in detail in this video, and in the coming videos I will discuss about the go back and protocol and select to repeat protocol. Okay, so let me discuss the stop and wait protocol. The stop and wait protocol, as I said earlier, which comes in the flow control mechanisms. Why we need a flow control? If the sender is sending the data based on the capability more than the capability of the receiver. Let's take that I have a sender, yes, and I have the receiver. Now let's take that receiver capability is only 3 packets per second. Okay, and sender is sending 10 packets per second. Maximum it can keep the some packets in the buffer, and the remaining packets it has to drop. So if sender is sending more packets than the capability of the receiver, then some packets will be dropped and we will lose the packets, so that the packet delivery ratio in the network will be reduced. So to avoid that one, we will use the flow control mechanism. One of the flow control mechanism is stop and wait protocol. So let me discuss about the stop and wait protocol. So we have a sender and we have a receiver. Let me discuss with a timeline. Okay, now as the name suggests that it is a stop and wait protocol. So you send a frame, stop it, don't send other frames till the acknowledgement comes from the receiver. In the earlier video, I have discussed various acknowledgements. Am I right? We have a positive acknowledgement and we have a negative acknowledgement. What is a positive acknowledgement? If you are sending the frame number 1, then acknowledgement you will send it as ACK2, meaning is that you are waiting for the packet number 2. So in general I can say that if you are sending the frame number n, if the receiver is received correctly, then the receiver will send the acknowledgement as ACKN plus 1. When it comes to the negative acknowledgement, when we will use the negative acknowledgement to say that something is wrong with the packet. Okay, then if you are sending the frame number n, and if you want to send the negative acknowledgement for the frame number n, then you will write it as NACKN. So this packet has a problem. So ACK is useful for us to send the positive acknowledgement. NACK will be useful for sending the negative acknowledgement. Okay. Now let's take that sender want to send some 5 frames. Okay, frame number 0, frame number 1, frame number 2, frame number 3, frame number 4, it want to send. Then what the sender will do? It will send the frame 0 and it will wait for the acknowledgement. How much time it will be waited? We will discuss later. First let me discuss that it will send a frame, and then if the receiver receives it correctly, it will send a acknowledgement as ACK1. Meaning is that I am waiting for the acknowledgement or the waiting for the packet number 1 or the frame number 1. Once the sender receives this acknowledgement, then sender will send the next frame, frame number 1. If the frame number 1 also received by the receiver, then it will send the ACK2, meaning is that I am waiting for the frame number 2. Once it receives, the sender receives it, then it will send the frame number 2, then it will send the ACK3, like that it will do for all the 4 packets, means packet number 0 to packet number 4. So 5 packets it will do it. I hope you have understood how the stop and wait protocol works. Let me discuss in another way. So source is there and the receiver is there. It want to send the 5 frames. However, it will send the only 1 frame and it wait for the acknowledgement. Once the receiver receives this frame, it will send an acknowledgement. Okay. Once the sender receives the acknowledgement, it will send the another frame. So sender is sending and stopping and waiting. So that's why it is called a stop and wait. Till what time? Till the acknowledgement comes or the timeout timer. I don't want to use this timeout timer early, so I will discuss slowly. Don't worry. Okay, acknowledgement will be sent. If the acknowledgement receives, then only the sender will send the next frame. Now we will discuss how much time the sender has to wait. Is it clear? Now source is there and the receiver is there. Okay. Now once the frame number 0 has sent, the sender will keep a timeout timer. Timeout timer. So meaning is that it can wait for the acknowledgement within the time. If the acknowledgement comes within the time, then it will send the next packet. Otherwise, it has to retransmit the packet. What is this timeout timer is? As you already know that propagation delay is equal to distance by velocity. To send a packet or a frame from sender to receiver, how much time it will take is that distance by velocity. What is the distance? The distance between the sender and the receiver, and the velocity is the propagation speed. Okay. So round trip time RTT is equal to 2 into propagation delay. Round trip time means the packet going from sender to receiver and coming back to sender again. That time we will call it as a round trip time, which is equal to 2 into propagation delay, because from here it has to go 1 propagation delay, from here to it has to come here, so it is a 2 propagation delay. Now timeout timer is equal to 2 into round trip time. So maximum time we are keeping. So we will keep the timeout timer as 2 into round trip time and we will wait. Now if the acknowledgement comes for this packet within the timeout timer, it is okay. Okay. Let's take that it is sending ACK1. Then what it will do? It will not wait till this time. It will send the next frame here itself. Are you able to understand? Are you clear? Then again for this packet, again it will keep a timeout timer. See, don't get confused if I am using the frame or packet. Generally we will say it as a packet, but when it comes to the data link layer, we should use the word frame. Okay. So again for this frame, we will keep a timeout timer. If the acknowledgement comes within this time, okay, then it is okay. Then we will send the next frame. Now let's take that while sending this frame 2, because of some problem, the packet is dropped in the network or the packet has not delivered to the receiver. So now what will happen? Once the sender is sending this frame, again it will start the timeout timer, which is equal to twice the round trip time. Okay. Now as the receiver does not receive the packet, how it can send an acknowledgement? It cannot send the acknowledgement, but the source waits that for the acknowledgement. Till it gets the acknowledgement, it will not send the next packet. So how much time it will wait? Now what is the problem with the sender? Sender thinks that the receiver has received correctly and receiver acknowledgement is not coming to me. But however, receiver thinks that sender does not have any frames to send, so that's why it is waiting for it. So we will not get the acknowledgement. So how much time we have to wait? We will wait till here. Once the timeout timer expires, we will retransfer the frame 2 again. Are you able to understand? So if you are resending, again it will send the acknowledgement. I hope you have understood the stop and wait protocol with timeout timer, which we will call it as stop and wait ARQ. Are you able to understand or wrong? Okay, automatic request. Okay, is it clear? So this is the use of a timeout timer in the stop and wait protocol. When it is required is when your frame is lost. Okay, then timeout timer is required. Are you able to understand? Now we will discuss the next one. Okay. Now the sender is sending and receiver is receiving. Okay. Now sender has sent the frame number 0. It will wait for the timeout timer. It will wait for some time, which is timeout timer period. If the acknowledgement receives within the time, it will send the next frame. Here I am mentioning the seek numbers, but let's take that there are no numbers are there. Okay. Is it clear? Frame, acknowledgement, it is sending. Now let's take that it is sending the next frame. Are you able to understand it or not? And it waits for the timeout timer and it will send the acknowledgement. Are you able to understand it or not? So now what will happen? Now it will send the next frame. Okay. Now it will wait a timeout timer. Now the receiver has received it correctly. Now if the acknowledgement is sent by the receiver, okay, this acknowledgement is lost. Are you able to understand? If the acknowledgement is lost, then what will happen? The sender will wait for the timeout timer. It will retransfer the packet again. Are you able to understand it or not? It will retransfer the frame, whatever for the frame it does not get the acknowledgement. Are you able to understand? Sender is sending a frame. If it gets the acknowledgement, it is sending the next frame. It is getting an acknowledgement. It is sending the next frame. However, the receiver has received this frame and it started sending the acknowledgement and the acknowledgement is dropped in between. So, sender will wait for a timeout timer. Once the timeout timer is expires, it will resend the packet or the frame. Okay. Now, what the receiver has to understand, from the receiver point of view, it is a duplicate packet. Am I right? This packet has been received previously and again it is receiving. If it considers it is a new frame, then it is a problem because it is a duplicate frame. So how it can identify that it is a duplicate frame? If you have a sequence numbers for the frames, then it will be useful. That's what here we have mentioned. Is it clear? So sequence numbers are important for the frames. How many sequence numbers are required, we will discuss later. Okay. Is it clear? Are you able to understand the importance of the sequence numbers? If you does not have a sequence numbers, here the receiver has already received this frame. Are you able to understand? Again, if it is receiving, it should understand that it is a duplicate packet. It should not consider it as a new packet or a new frame. Okay. So how many sequence numbers are required is, if you see that the sender capacity is, it is sending one frame at a time, and the receiver capacity is, it is receiving one frame at a time. So the number of sequence numbers required is 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2 sequence numbers. So we will have 2 sequence numbers. Suppose let's take that you want to send some 6 frames you want to send. So usually we will write it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But however, in stop and wait protocol, you should write the 2 sequence numbers. 0, 1, again 0, 1, again 0, 1. So this is frame number 0, frame number 1. Once this frame number 0, 1 is finished, then again frame number 0, frame number 1. Frame number 0, frame number 1. If you have 2 sequence numbers, how many bits are required? Only 1 bit is required to represent the sequence number. So in a stop and wait protocol, you need only 2 sequence numbers for the frames, and how many bits are required? Only 1 bit is required to represent the sequence. Okay. So I hope you have understood the importance of the sequence numbers for the frames. Now we will discuss the importance of sequence numbers for the acknowledgement. Okay. You have a sender and you have a receiver. Now sender has sent the frame number 0. Okay, we have the sequence numbers for the frames. However, there is no sequence number still now for the acknowledgement. However, we have mentioned here, but let's take that there is no sequence numbers for the acknowledgement. What will happen? Now the sender is sending the acknowledgement. Okay, this acknowledgement has received within the timeout timer. See, every time you have to mention the timeout timer. If the acknowledgement does not receive within the timeout timer, then you have to retransfer the packet. As in this case, the acknowledgement is received within the timeout timer. Now the sender will send the next frame. Okay. Now when it sends the next frame, again it will keep the timeout timer. Am I right or wrong? Now this acknowledgement, the receiver has sent the acknowledgement, however the acknowledgement is delayed. See, both are different. Delayed means the packet is still coming, and however it was not delivered to the destination. Dropped means it is completely dropped from the network. Are you able to understand? Delay is different and dropped is different. So this is delayed, meaning is that this acknowledgement could not able to reach within the timeout timer. Are you able to understand? If the sender does not receive the acknowledgement from the receiver within the timeout timer, what it will do? It will retransfer this frame again. Okay, are you able to understand? And you have received the acknowledgement within the timeout timer. Okay, no problem. This is done. Okay, sender has understood that the receiver has understood that this is a duplicate packet. However, sender has resent, meaning is that whatever the acknowledgement I have sent, it was not delivered to the sender, so I have to retransfer the acknowledgement. So receiver will not receive the packet because it is a duplicate packet, because frame 1 already it is received. Next frame it is waiting for the frame number 0. However, it has resent, so it will, what you call, it will not consider as a new packet, it will consider it as a duplicate packet and it will send the acknowledgement. Are you following it or not? Now what the sender will do? It will send the frame number 0. Okay, it has sent the frame number 0. However, the receiver has not received yet. Within this time, you got this acknowledgement. Because it is a delayed acknowledgement, so after some time it will come. Let's take that within this timeout timer, this acknowledgement came. Are you following it or not? Now what the sender will think? Okay, the receiver has sent the acknowledgement, meaning is that receiver has received my frame. Then it will send it. However, let's take that this acknowledgement is dropped, or this frame itself is dropped. Whatever it is, the receiver has not received this frame. Or let's take that the acknowledgement is dropped. Whatever the case, you are sending the next frame. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Because this acknowledgement is the acknowledgement for this frame. However, it has delivered here. So as you does not have the sequence for number for the acknowledgement, you are not able to distinguish whether the acknowledgement for is this for frame or this frame. Is it clear? So the acknowledgement, the sequence numbers is required for the acknowledgement also. So the complete stop and wait protocol is the basic stop and wait protocol plus timeout timer plus sequence numbers for the frames and also the sequence numbers for the acknowledgement. If you have all these things, means stop and wait protocol basic one and the timeout timer at the sender and the sequence numbers for the frames and also for the acknowledgement, then we will say that it is a complete stop and wait protocol. I hope you have understood the stop and wait protocol and the requirement for the timeout and also the sequence numbers for the frame and sequence numbers for the acknowledgement. If you have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. In the next video, we will discuss about the efficiency of stop and wait protocol. If you really like my video, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.